Hello there, fellow coin enthusiasts and collectors. Welcome back to the channel World Rare Coins, where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins that could be worth a small fortune. From hidden gems that could be worth a fortune to little-known coins with a rich history, we'll explore it all. And if you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on any of our exciting discoveries. And now grab your magnifying glasses and let's start our today's video. On top one today, we have something truly special for you, a coin that's not just any regular 5-cent piece, but a 1964 United States 5-cent coin, better known as the Jefferson nickel. This particular year has gained attention among numismatists, and if you're holding on to one of these old nickels, you may have something much more valuable than you think. Stick around to the end of the video, where we'll reveal just how much this coin could be worth today. Let's start by taking a step back in time to 1964. This was a year of change in the United States, as the country was deep in the throes of the post-World War II economic boom, and President Lyndon B. Johnson had just taken office following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. At the same time, the U.S. Mint was hard at work producing coins for circulation, including the Jefferson nickel. The coin, featuring Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, was part of the Mint's ongoing series honoring great American figures and events. The 1964 Jefferson nickel has a simple yet elegant design that has stood the test of time. On the obverse of the coin, you'll find the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, created by renowned artist Felix Schlag. Jefferson's likeness is framed by the words "Liberty" and the year of minting, 1964. His iconic image has been on the nickel for decades, and its design is recognizable to almost every coin collector. On the reverse, the coin features the Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. Monticello is depicted in beautiful detail, showcasing the neoclassical architectural style Jefferson so famously embraced. Below Monticello, the coin is inscribed with E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, and the words 5 cents, signifying its face value. However, as beautiful as this design is, there's something even more significant about the 1964 Jefferson nickel, its potential value in today's market. Despite being produced in large quantities, the 1964 nickel is becoming increasingly sought after by collectors for a few important reasons, the most notable being its rarity and unique characteristics. First, the 1964 Jefferson nickel was produced as part of the regular issue from the U.S. Mint, meaning there was a large number of these coins that circulated in daily transactions. But as time went on, many of these nickels were used up, lost, or simply fell into the hands of collectors who stored them without fully realizing their potential. Over the years, as more people started to discover the value of rare coins, the 1964 Jefferson nickel became a coin that serious collectors started to seek out. The simple fact that this coin has been around for so long and is tied to a significant historical period only adds to its appeal. The condition of the coin plays a key role in determining its value. Most of the 1964 Jefferson nickels you come across are likely to be heavily circulated, showing signs of wear and tear from decades of use. However, nickels that have been carefully preserved, especially those in mint state or uncirculated condition, are becoming harder and harder to find. These well-preserved coins are in high demand because collectors are always on the lookout for coins in pristine condition to complete their collections. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The 1964 Jefferson nickel can also come in special variants that could make it worth a significant amount more. Minting errors are a major part of the coin collecting world, and the 1964 nickel is no exception. Error coins, which occur when there is a mistake made during the minting process, can dramatically increase a coin's value. These could include coins with misstrikes, double dies, or coins with blemishes that make them one of a kind. Collectors often go wild for error coins, as they are considered rare and often not found in general circulation. If you happen to come across a 1964 Jefferson nickel with a minting error, this could increase its value by hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error. But even without errors, if you have a 1964 nickel that is in mint condition, meaning it has no scratches, no discoloration, and no signs of wear, it's a highly desirable coin. In the world of numismatics, high-grade coins are always in demand, and these are usually sold at auction for higher than their face value. Coins like this are often sent to professional grading services, where they are assigned a grade that ranges from 1 to 70, with higher grades commanding significantly more money. So, What is the value of the 1964 Jefferson nickel if you happen to have one of these rare, high-grade coins or a minting error example in your collection? Well, here's the exciting part. A perfectly preserved 1964 Jefferson nickel, or one with a unique minting flaw, could fetch a jaw-dropping $65,000. That's right, $65,000 for a single coin. It's incredible to think that a simple 5-cent piece from 1964 could be worth such an extraordinary amount of money, but in the world of coin collecting, rare and pristine examples like this can command top dollar.so. Next time you go through your spare change or check your old coin jar, take a closer look at your 1964 Jefferson Nickels. You never know. You could be holding onto a coin worth thousands of dollars. Remember, in the world of numismatics, it's not just about collecting coins for their face value. It's about discovering the hidden treasures that lie beneath the surface. On top two, we have something truly exciting to talk about, the 1973 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson nickel. If you've ever wondered whether your old nickels could be worth more than just 5 cents, then stick around, because this 1973 coin might just surprise you with its value. Let's take a trip back to 1973. The world was going through significant changes. The United States was still adjusting to the effects of the Vietnam War, and the political landscape was dominated by Watergate. It was also a time of economic uncertainty, with inflation rising and wages not quite keeping up. Amidst all this, the U.S. Mint continued its tradition of producing the Jefferson nickel, a coin that would become iconic in American currency. The 1973 nickel might seem like just another coin in your collection, but what if I told you that some of these nickels could be worth much more than face value? First, let's talk about the design of this coin. The obverse of the 1973 nickel features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, in profile. This famous design, crafted by artist Felix Schlag, has been on the Jefferson nickel since its introduction in 1938. Jefferson's likeness has a distinctive, dignified expression, and the inscription around it reads, "Liberty in the year 1973." This version of Jefferson is a symbol of American history and has become one of the most recognized images on U.S. coinage. On the reverse, the coin shows Monticello, the historic plantation house in Virginia that Jefferson designed and called home. The engraving captures the beauty of this neoclassical structure, with the words "E pluribus unum" and 5 cents appearing below it. Monticello has been the symbol of the nickel's reverse design since its inception, and the 1973 version remains an emblem of both Jefferson's legacy and the nation's architectural history. However, the value of the 1973 Jefferson nickel isn't just about its design or its connection to U.S. history, it's also about the rarity and condition of these coins. Although the 1973 nickel was produced in large quantities, more than 200 million coins were minted that year. Many of them were used in everyday transactions and have seen significant wear and tear over the decades. Coins that were once carried around in pockets or spent in stores have a much lower value today because of the scratches, dents, and discoloration that come with normal use. But here's the exciting part. High-quality examples of the 1973 nickel are increasingly rare. Coins that have been well-preserved, uncirculated, or even graded by professional numismatists can be worth much more than their face value. If you happen to have a 1973 nickel that has been carefully stored in pristine condition, you may be sitting on a small fortune. The grade of a coin is a critical factor when determining its value. Coins that are graded higher on the scale from 1 to 70 can fetch much more at auctions or among serious collectors, in addition to condition. Another important factor in determining the value of the 1973 Jefferson nickel is the potential for minting errors. These errors can occur during the production process and include things like misstrikes, double dies, or coins with off-center designs. If you find a 1973 nickel with one of these minting errors, it could be worth far more than a typical coin. Minting errors are highly sought after by collectors because they make a coin unique, one-of-a-kind, and extraordinarily valuable. Coins with these kinds of mistakes are often much rarer than those without, which adds to their appeal in the numismatic community. Now, you might be wondering just how much a 1973 Jefferson nickel could actually be worth. Well, a standard circulated nickel from 1973 might only be worth a few cents above its face value. However, when you take into account coins that are well-preserved, graded high, or have minting errors, the price tag can skyrocket. For example, A mint-state 1973 Jefferson nickel in perfect condition has sold for as much as $62,000. That's right, $62,000 for a single 5-cent coin. It's mind-blowing to think that a nickel, which you might find in your pocket or your spare change jar, could be worth such an extraordinary amount. This is the magic of coin collecting. It's all about discovering rare, well-preserved coins, whether by luck, research, or knowing what to look for. So, before you toss that old jar of coins into the vending machine or into a drawer, take a moment to check for any 1973 nickels that might be hiding in there. If you find one that's in great shape or has any minting errors, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. On top 3, we're about to talk about a particular coin that you may have never thought twice about, until now. That's right, we're diving into the story of the 1974 United States 5-cent coin, commonly known as the Jefferson nickel. While the nickel may seem like just another piece of change, it has a fascinating history and, surprisingly, the potential to be worth thousands of dollars today. The 1974 nickel was part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series, which has been in circulation since 1938. This coin has witnessed so much of American history: wars, economic booms and busts, political shifts, and more. But it's not just its historical significance that makes it interesting. For coin collectors, 1974 nickels hold value because of the rarity and condition of certain examples. You might be wondering, what could possibly make a 5-cent coin worth such a large sum? Well, that's exactly what we're about to explore. First, let's talk about the design. The obverse of the 1974 Jefferson nickel features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, crafted by artist Felix Schlag. Jefferson's face is captured in profile, reflecting his dignified personality. Surrounding his portrait, you'll find the inscription "Liberty" in the year 1974. This design has been a staple of the Jefferson nickel since it was first introduced in 1938, and it remains one of the most recognizable images in U.S. coinage. On the reverse of the coin, you'll find an image of Monticello, Jefferson's estate in Virginia, which he designed himself. Monticello is one of the most iconic buildings in American history and represents the architectural genius of Jefferson. The words "e pluribus unum," which means "out of many, one," and 5 cents, are also inscribed on the reverse. This combination of symbolism, history, and craftsmanship makes the 1974 Jefferson nickel an important piece in American numismatics. Now, let's move on to what truly makes the 1974 nickel so valuable: the condition and rarity. Most of the 1974 nickels that you find today are in circulated condition, meaning they've been spent and passed around in everyday transactions. Over the years, these coins have been subject to wear and tear, scratches, and discoloration. Coins in such condition usually aren't worth much more than their face value, but that's not the case for every 1974 nickel. The key to the high value of certain 1,974 nickels lies in their pristine condition. When a coin is kept in mint state, meaning it has been carefully preserved, it has the potential to be worth a significant amount more than its face value. Uncirculated coins, which haven't been used in commerce and show no signs of wear, are especially rare and valuable to collectors. If you happen to have a 1974 nickel that has been carefully stored away, it might be worth much more than you think. But there's another important factor that plays into the value of these nickels: mint errors. While minting errors aren't common, they do occur from time to time. Minting errors like double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks make a coin unique and highly sought after. A 1974 nickel with one of these errors could dramatically increase its value, as collectors always look for these one-of-a-kind pieces. If you find a 1974 nickel with an unusual feature or error, you could be sitting on a small fortune, as these mistakes are prized by collectors and can push the value up exponentially. So, you might be asking, how much can a 1974 nickel actually be worth? Well, in terms of value, the amount can vary based on the coin's condition and whether it has any errors. Circulated coins typically aren't worth much beyond their 5-cent face value. But if you happen to find a high-quality uncirculated 1974 nickel, or even better, one with a minting error, it could fetch thousands of dollars at auction. To give you an example, a mint-state 1974 nickel, in perfect condition, has been known to sell for an impressive $62,000. That's right, $62,000 for a single 5-cent coin. It's hard to imagine that something as small as a nickel could hold such significant value. But that's the fascinating world of coin collecting. So, before you write off that old jar of coins or toss a few loose nickels into your pocket change jar, take a moment to inspect your 1974 nickels. If they're in mint condition or have any unique features, you could be looking at a treasure worth far more than you'd ever expect. If you've got a 1974 nickel or any other rare coins lying around, don't just let them gather dust. Take the time to research their worth. You could have a real gem hidden away in your collection. Who knows, you might just have the next coin that sells for $62,000. On top, we're going to dive into a very special coin that you may not think twice about, but one that has quite a story and, believe it or not, can be worth a small fortune. We're talking about the 1985 United States 5-cent coin, more commonly known as the Jefferson nickel. Now, many of you may be thinking, it's just a nickel, right? Why would a 5-cent coin from 1985 be worth much? Well, as it turns out, this humble little coin has some unique features that can make it highly valuable to the right collector. And if you're lucky enough to own one in the right condition, you might have a real treasure on your hands. First, let's take a moment to talk about the design of the 1985 Jefferson nickel. Since 1938, the Jefferson nickel has been in circulation, and it has been a consistent feature in American coinage. The obverse of the 1985 nickel features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. This design, created by artist Felix Schlag, has remained relatively unchanged for decades. Jefferson's image is captured in profile, showcasing his dignified and serious demeanor. You'll also see the word Liberty inscribed above his image and the date 1985 below. The coin exudes a sense of historical significance, representing one of America's founding fathers. On the reverse side, you'll find an image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate. Monticello is not just a beautiful building. It symbolizes Jefferson's genius as an architect and a founding father. The reverse design also includes the inscription E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, along with the words 5 cents and the phrase United States of America. The inclusion of Monticello gives the coin a certain elegance, making it more than just a piece of currency but a token of American history. Now, let's talk about what makes this 1985 nickel stand out in the world of coin collecting. While most of the coins minted that year were distributed and spent in everyday transactions, certain 1985 nickels are much rarer than others. The main reason for this is condition. The condition of a coin can have a dramatic impact on its value. While most of the 1985 nickels are in circulated condition, there are a handful that are in mint state, meaning they have been preserved in near-perfect condition since the day they were minted. These uncirculated coins have become highly sought after by collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for coins that look as if they've just come out of the mint. But here's where things get really interesting: mint errors. Like other coins, the 1985 nickel has a few rare varieties and errors that can make it significantly more valuable. Minting errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, and die cracks are considered highly valuable because they create unique and one-of-a-kind pieces. These errors are often unnoticed at first, but when identified, they can skyrocket in value. A 1985 nickel with such an error could be worth far more than its face value. The thing about mint errors is that they are not common, so when they do occur, they're highly prized by collectors. A double strike, for instance, happens when a coin is struck more than once by the same die, leaving behind two overlapping images. This creates a unique imprint, and collectors are always on the lookout for such coins. The rarer the error, the higher the value. Now, let's get to the most exciting part. How much is this coin worth? Well, for a 1985 Jefferson nickel in excellent condition, the value can range from just a few dollars to a few $100s. But if you're lucky enough to own a mint state 1985 nickel or one with a rare mint error, then things start to get really interesting. Coins in this category have been known to fetch upwards of $54,000. Yes, you heard that right, $54,000 for a single 1985 5-cent coin. Imagine that. What you thought was just a regular nickel could end up being a small fortune. This goes to show that coin collecting isn't just about the face value of the coins. It's about the history, rarity, and condition of each piece. If you have a 1985 nickel sitting around, it might be worth your time to carefully inspect it. Look for any signs of wear, errors, or imperfections that could make it unique. A coin in mint condition or one with a minting error could turn out to be worth far more than you'd ever expect. It's not every day that you come across a coin that could be worth $54,000, but with a bit of luck and some careful examination, you just might find that hidden gem in your collection. So, the next time you're going through your change jar or browsing through your coin collection, take a moment to check your 1985 nickels. You could be holding on to a treasure. On Top 5, we're going to be taking a closer look at a specific coin that, while often overlooked, can actually be worth a small fortune: the United States 5-cent coin from 1990. This coin might just be sitting in your pocket right now, so let's dive in and explore its history, unique features, and potential value. You may not think much about the nickel in your change jar, but the 1995-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson nickel, has a special place in the world of numismatics. While many people view it as just another coin, there's much more to it than meets the eye. In fact, some rare versions of this coin can fetch quite an impressive amount in the collector's market, reaching up to a staggering $50,000. To understand why, let's first talk about the design. The 1990 Jefferson nickel features the classic profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse. Jefferson's image, created by the talented engraver Felix Schlag, has graced the front of the nickel since 1938. Over the years, the design has remained relatively unchanged, capturing Jefferson's dignified image with the word "Liberty" above his head and the date 1990, just below his neck. This design exudes a sense of history and respect for one of America's founding fathers, and it's instantly recognizable to anyone who's ever used a nickel in their lifetime. On the reverse side of the coin, we find an engraving of Monticello, Jefferson's beautiful Virginia plantation and architectural masterpiece. This building has been featured on the reverse of the nickel for decades, and it symbolizes Jefferson's contributions to both architecture and American history. The words "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum" appear above the Monticello image, with 5 cents inscribed at the bottom of the coin. The reverse design is as timeless as the obverse, reflecting the nation's history and the important legacy of Jefferson. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1990 nickel so valuable? While most coins from this year are fairly common and carry little value beyond their face value of 5 cents, there are certain factors that can dramatically increase the worth of this coin. One of the main things collectors look for is condition. Coins that have been well preserved, with little to no wear or scratches, are far more desirable than those that have seen years of circulation. A 1990 nickel in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in a transaction and remains in pristine condition, can be worth far more than a coin that has been passed around in daily circulation. In addition to condition, there are also coins with minting errors that can add significant value. Minting errors are variations in a coin's design or manufacturing process that result in a mistake. These errors can occur during the coin's production, such as a double strike or an off-center strike, where the design appears in a misaligned or doubled manner. These errors make a coin unique and can make it incredibly valuable to collectors. Some 1990 nickels may have these types of errors, and if you happen to find one, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth far more than you might have imagined. Another reason why certain 1990 nickels can be valuable is due to their rarity. While the U.S. Mint produced millions of these coins, only a small percentage remain in excellent condition or with minting errors. The rarity of a coin plays a crucial role in determining its value, and if you have a 1990 nickel in exceptional condition or with a unique error, you could be in possession of a highly sought-after piece. Coin collectors from all over the world are constantly on the lookout for rare and unique examples, and this drives up the value of these coins. But how much could a 1990 nickel be worth if you have one in pristine condition or with a minting error? While most 1990 nickels are worth only 5 cents, some rare versions have been known to sell for much higher prices. For example, an uncirculated 1990 nickel can sell for several $100s. And if you happen to find one with a minting error, such as a double strike or an off-center strike, the value could jump significantly. In the world of coin collecting, these coins are considered treasures, and their prices can rise dramatically. Now, here's the most exciting part. How much can a 1995-cent coin actually be worth? If you've got one in mint condition or with an error, you could see the value skyrocket to an incredible $50,000. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000 for a single nickel. It's amazing to think that a coin that most people wouldn't even give a second glance to could be worth such an impressive amount as so. If you have a 1990 nickel lying around, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Check for any signs of wear or damage, and see if you can spot any potential minting errors. If you find a rare version of this coin, you could be in for a big surprise. As always, the key to successful coin collecting is knowledge, so make sure to do your research and keep an eye out for those hidden gems. That wraps up today's video on the 1990 United States 5-cent coin. We hope you've learned a bit more about what makes this coin so special and valuable. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our future coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!